Okay, it's recording. All right. I'm going to do my share screen real fast. All righty. Move you guys over here. Come on. There we go. Okay. Like I said, this is from the words of Sonia Dudley. Like I said, I took pictures of each one of her slides. So this is basically just a recreation of that, and then a compile of all three of our notes from that. It was pretty impeccable stuff, it's really. So, okay, first, childhood dreams. You believe you can do anything. So I want you guys to keep that in mind when we're going through this. That was a lot of stuff that we focused on. Of course, this is all about personal belief. So keep this picture in mind and this right here in mind as we're going through this. Verses to think about. 2 Timothy 1:7. The Spirit God gave us does not make us afraid. His Spirit is a source of power and self-control. So again, I want you to remember that as we're going through this and talking about self-belief and self-doubt and stuff. 1 Corinthians 6:20. God paid a very high price to make you his, so honor God with your body. And again, this actually goes back into this one here as well. The gifts that he gave you and using them. John 15:16. You did not choose me, I chose you, and I gave you this work to go and produce fruit that will last. Then the Father will give you anything you ask for in my name. Okay, the journey inward. Think about, I'm going to touch more on each one of these. So where did it go wrong? Who influenced you? What voices did you hear? And what happened in the past to trigger those fears? So my notes on this were focus on your fears and your comfort zone and what happened in those places. Bad experiences, an example would be like stage fright. Whenever a lot of times, a lot of the girls that I do my calls with, they have problems, not problems, but getting out of their comfort zone. Doing these Zoom calls like this was a huge thing for her. One of my sidelines, I don't think she's on tonight, but we do trainings every week, and when she's one of the speakers on the call, on each call, but she getting out of her comfort zone was doing these Zoom calls because it was just a fear that she had. So that would kind of go along with maybe she had an issue like a stage fright or something when she was younger, and this kind of stems from that. Public speaking, stuff like that. Voices that you hear in your head. Again, we're going back to like thinking, when you were a child growing up, experiences you had and stuff like that. Why can't you be like your sister or brother? You're not smart enough. You'll never be good enough. Several of the people in the room there, she was asking, Sonia was asking some of these questions about, like spat out some things that you heard when you were younger and stuff. And these were some of the things that people had said that they heard over and over again to make them doubt themselves and make their self-belief go down and their confidence go down because they would hear it over and over again. You're never going to be good enough. You're never going to be successful. Why can't you be as smart as your brother? Why can't your grades be as good as your sister's? Stuff like that. So think about that when we're going through this as well. Who influenced you? Teachers, parents, siblings, peers. When you think about peers, think about like bullying. And again, like when your kids are so mean and they're always like, well, I'm better than you and I'm faster than you and I'm smarter than you. And, my brother can do more things than your brother can, stuff like that. Think about things like that. What holds you back from stepping out of your comfort zone? Is it what others think about you? So again, think about the situations that you were in growing up that gives you these fears and makes you stay within this comfort zone and not want to venture out. When people think about you, this is one thing that kind of got me that she said, when people think about you, they literally think about you for 1 minute and then they move on to the very next thought and the very next person. So think about when you're scrolling through Facebook and you read somebody's status, you read it and then you're like, oh, okay, you like it, comment, whatever. And then you're on to the very next post. And then that thought is just out of your head. So, and like that literally is how people think. So whenever you're talking or thinking about like making posts on Facebook and being bold about stuff, and you're thinking, well, I wonder what so-and-so's going to think about. Like, what are people going to think about me now that I'm doing this MLM, or that, you know, because I used to post one way, you know, be all negative, or I used to post about eating pizza 10 times a week, stuff like that. And then now I'm on this health journey. What are people going to think? Honestly, they're going to think about it for 1 minute and they're going to move right on to the next post. So, okay. Be aware of negative thoughts. Words you speak to yourself. This was a big one too. She had told a story, like I labeled it the idiot story, but she had said that like when she was younger, and I know I catch myself doing this too, she would always get herself in situations and, you know, end up calling herself an idiot. You know, like, you're such an idiot. I can't believe, why did you do that? That was totally idiotic. Why did you do that? But then she would come back and think, you know what? I'm really not an idiot. I'm actually a very smart, intelligent person. So I don't need to be talking to myself like that. And, you know, like, I find myself, and I'm sure a lot of you do too, saying, well, that was stupid. Why did I, that? God, you're so stupid. Why do you even think about stuff like that? Or why did you take that route? That was stupid. You know, that's negative thoughts and negative, like, self-talk and stuff like that. So kind of try to get rid of that, because that doesn't do you any good whatsoever. That when you, like me personally, whenever I start having those thoughts, if I say one thing to myself, like, God, that was stupid, it triggers just this chain reaction of negative thoughts and everything that I think that I've done bad that day or that week or whatever. So it's just not good, period, at all. Think about labels others put on us and what we put on ourselves. Again, you know, call myself stupid, idiotic, stuff like that. That's a label I put on myself. People sometimes, and I'm just using myself as an example, you know, people sometimes call me snooty, call me stuck up, pretentious, stuff like that. Like, those are labels, but like, they don't bother me because I know who I am and I know what kind of person I am. And majority of the time, the people that are calling me that are people that don't even know me. So think about that whenever you're going through, when you're thinking about what people are thinking about you or what they're saying about you, or just anytime you have thoughts about yourself, your self-confidence and getting out of your comfort zone and stuff, think about those labels, and think about like how you label yourself as well. She also said, give these thoughts and labels to God to help make them positive or get rid of them. So think about, I want you to envision in your head a filing cabinet. Like, I think about the real big tall one that has like the metal filing cabinet that has like the 4 drawers. I have a little one here, but it's not big enough for everything that goes on in my head. So, but think about a big one, and those thoughts and those labels and stuff, file it away in the back of your mind under the label of workmanship of God and human. And I have written down a closet analogy that she said, but me and Janita couldn't exactly remember the whole thing on it. But think about, okay, so my thoughts when I think about the closet is, you go through a lot of times, especially spring and summer, you'll go through and either reorganize your closet or like put the winter stuff away. Or, you know, a lot of us right now, our bodies, our physique and our bodies are changing due to the products and stuff like that. So you're going to change the clothes that you wear. Like, I usually every 8 months to a year, I will go in my closet and get rid of stuff that either I don't like anymore or I don't wear anymore, or the stuff that just doesn't fit me anymore. So think about these labels. You don't like them. They don't fit you. You don't wear those labels. So get rid of them. Oh, yeah, don't let them in. Okay, there you go. Okay, this was one of my favorite parts that she talked about. What matters most, and you see the two different kinds of mirrors here, is how you see yourself. So here, this person here, when she looks in the mirror, I'm assuming this is a lady, you know, she sees herself broken. And a lot of that is probably what she projects out to people, what she thinks about herself. She takes what people say about her and to her deep in and takes it to heart. So she sees a broken person. But then you look over here, this is my favorite, the little bitty kitty that sees the giant lion because he thinks he's big and he's fierce. And that's the way that he goes about through his life day to day. And that's the way we all should be, you know, big and bold and confident and stuff like that. So think about that. We're going to talk about the law of the mirror. You must see the value in yourself and add value to others. I can't tell you how many times, if I'm having a bad day, or even if I'm having a good day, you know, I'm like, my self-esteem is high, my confidence is high and stuff like that. I spread that to other people. And it's like a chain reaction. It's like everybody just starts having a good day, and then like their whole week is made and everything like that. So you want to add value to other people as well. Whoops. Okay, jumped ahead there, sorry. Okay, are your thoughts and the ways you view yourself based on lies or truth? Think about that. So like I said, the way that people would talk about me and say things about me and stuff, I knew were lies because they didn't even know me. I know who I am, and I'm good with who I am. And I have the confidence to portray that and live the way that I want to live, and the way God wants me to live. And it doesn't matter what other people say, or like, I'm not going to let anybody bring me down. So, and I try not to let bring myself down. You know, they always say we are our hardest critics and the worst critics, and we really are, because we take what we say to ourselves to heart more than anything else. So just be careful about that. Resources. Use your resources. We have so many resources. Okay, time, talent, and money. We all have money because we're Plexus ambassadors and we work for Plexus Worldwide. So we all have money. Maybe not a lot, but it's there. Time. Time is a big resource. I did a call the other night with my team and then my sidelines teams, and we were talking about negativity. And one of the things that I touched on is a lot of times people don't feel like they can be successful because they don't have time. And I spat it out about 10 different ways that you can work around time management, stuff like that. A lot of the things that I said were like, set yourself business hours, get up 30 minutes early, get up, if you have kids that you have to get up and get ready for school and stuff, or get up for work and you have your morning routine, get up 30 minutes early, use that time to scroll through Facebook, follow up with potentials, reach out to 1 or 2 people. You've got time to do that. On your lunch break, take half of your lunch. You don't have to take your whole lunch break. Take 15, 20 minutes, 30 even, and use that time to do that same thing. And then again, 30, 45 minutes in the evening after your kids go to bed, when you're, decompressing and everything like that, take 30 or 45 minutes. That's an hour and a half, 2 hours in the day, and you can accomplish so much in that time. Talent. Think about your talents. If you're good at talking to people, this is great for you. But again, you got to have the confidence to do that. If you're good at like making videos and stuff, Rachel Rogers, she's super good at that. I do it a lot. I make a lot of videos, but that's something I like doing because I'm a big people person and I like pleasing people and helping people and stuff like that. So think about the talents that you have. If you're an organizer, great. Come to my house and help me organize. And that's where your time management's going to come into play too if you're a good organizer. So think about stuff like that. You are the people that should be making good money because you have a big heart and will be good stewards of it. That was one thing that she said that stood out to me as well. How can you help others when you're only thinking of yourself? Again, this goes back to your self-talk and your thoughts. If you're negative with yourself and down with yourself and you're like, well, I wonder what other people think about me and stuff like that, how are you going to be able to reach out and be positive and encouraging to somebody else if you're not doing that with yourself? You need to speak positive affirmations daily. That's something we as a team, Rachel Rogers, her whole downline, we encourage that with all of our teams. Is I've got affirmations. I've got probably 10 just here in my office, all over the house, and speak them aloud. Don't just look at them. Don't just read them in your head. Speak them aloud every day, because I promise they do make a difference. And your affirmations don't need to say like, I can do this. I will. Like, I will be gold in the next 30 days. I will add 3 people this month. I will reach out to 5 new people this week. Not, I can, I will. Tell yourself, I'm going to do this. When you claim it, you can then help others. There you go. We attract what we are. We talk a lot about the way we post on Facebook and stuff, that negativity kills business and drama kills business and stuff. So if you're posting about you're being negative all the time and, oh, I had such a bad day today and life is so hard and I can't believe it's happening to me, those are the kind of people you're going to attract. And those aren't the people that you need to be around. You need positive people that support you. Especially when you're having bad days, you need people that are going to bring you up, not people that are going to wallow with you in your sorrows and stuff. You need people that are going to help pull you out of that. If you want to attract runners, people who want to go places, that's supposed to say places, have drive, etc., you have to possess that yourself. Again, that's where your confidence is going to come in, and your positive your positive reinforcement's everything, because those people are going to want to be a part of your crowd, the in crowd, the popular crowd, if you will. They're going to want to be a part of that because it's fun and happening. And everything's going on over here where you have negative Nancy over here, and it's droopy and it's sad and it's dark and it's just no fun. So everybody's want to be part of this fun party crowd over here. Choose to believe in the childhood thoughts and dreams. Like I said, I wanted you to think about that in the beginning. We always want to be doctors, lawyers, teachers, somebody successful or somebody that helps other people. You want to make a lot of money, whatever it was. Think about that when we're going through this, of course, but just in your day-to-day life, what did you want to be as a kid? And even if you're not going down that same road, somehow or another, your childhood dreams are related to what we're doing right now, being ambassadors. I wanted to be a lawyer, of course, but I just wanted to do that because I was good at arguing. But the money part of it, and the money potential in Plexus is humongous. But I also wanted to help people, and I'm helping people every day right now. If you place a small value on yourself, rest assured the world will not raise the price. The rest of the world will not raise the price. John Maxwell, he's a very good author, and he's a very good leader as well. I've listened to quite a few of his things, but this is exactly true, because whatever value you put on yourself, that's what you're going to portray out to the world, to everybody else. And if they see that that's how you see yourself, then that's the way they're going to see you. And they're not going to try to, bring you up and make you better, basically, because that's how you see yourself and that's what you're putting out to everybody. Developing self. It's all about potential. We are not who we are that matters. We are who we think we are. So again, that's confidence, self-image, self-belief. If you think you can do something, then by God, you can do it. You've just got to put the work in to do it. How do people view you, and how do you view yourself? We've already talked about that, your self-image, and then, people only thinking about you for a minute. And that's where you need to, the labels and stuff that we talked about, file them away, get rid of them, go in your closet and just get rid of them. They don't fit you. They don't suit you anymore. You don't like them anymore. They're not a part of who you are anymore. Just get rid of them. Choose to believe the truths. Positive self-esteem. Your view of yourself determines behavior. And that is so true. I can't even expand on that. It says what it needs to right there. One will never outperform their self-image. Again, if you only imagine yourself, okay, so like my position right now, I'm almost senior gold. I'm about probably 50 or 60 points away from senior gold. And I'm seeing myself at senior gold and ruby already. Like I'm already seeing myself at ruby already. But the work and stuff that I'm doing to get there portrays that. If I was like, I'm gold and I'm kind of okay with that, I really don't see myself going anywhere else, then I wouldn't be working as hard as I am and putting as much effort and time into what I'm doing. So your performance portrays your self-image, exactly what that says. So think about that whenever you're like trying to promote or, you envision yourself. If you don't have a dream board, I suggest you make one, because they are very, very powerful. I have one sitting, a smaller one over here, and then I have a bigger one on the other side of my office, and I have one on my phone as well. I have them everywhere. But it's just kind of a reminder of why you're doing this and what you need to do to get there. That's where this performance comes in, and the self-image, because you see yourself doing that. You envision yourself doing that. The value we put on ourselves is the value others will put on us. And again, this goes, how you portray yourself is how people are going to see you. How you label yourself and put that image out there with your confidence, that's how people are going to see you and look at you. Steps to build your self-esteem. Guard your self-talk. I talked about that earlier. One thing that we talked about at the seminar that she had said specifically about guard your self-talk. Think about how you think about yourself and what you say in your mind to yourself, or even out loud to yourself. Would you allow your child to say that about themselves or out loud? I have a 4.5-year-old, and he says, I can't a lot, and I get onto him for it. I'm like, you do not say that word. We do not do that. You say, may I please have some help? Or I'm having a hard time with this, but you do not say, I can't. But then I find myself saying, call myself stupid and idiotic and stuff like that. And I think, What if Brecken were saying this right now? How would I react to him saying this right now? So think about that whenever you're having those negative thoughts and stuff. Would you let a small child say that about themselves or to somebody else even? Stop comparing yourself to anyone. You are not them. You are you. God created you to be you. God didn't create you to be them. Same thing on your journey. Do not compare your journey to somebody else's. Somebody else has been in the business longer or shorter than you. Their network is different than you. They have a different personality than you. They run their business completely different than you. It's just not going to get you anywhere comparing yourself to anybody else. You compare yourself to you. What you want to do, your self-image, that's what you need to be comparing yourself to. Add value to others. We already talked about that. Especially if you're having a bad day, it boosts your esteem, your self-esteem so much whenever you talk positive and add value to somebody else. Move beyond your own self-limiting beliefs. That's part of getting out of your comfort zone. Practice a small discipline every single day. So let's say that like these Zoom calls or making videos are part of your comfort zone, getting out of your comfort zone. What I did to help myself get out of that comfort zone before I ever even thought about posting a video publicly, I would post little tidbits on my team page. So instead of, if there was 2 or 3 things that I needed to talk to my team about, instead of making a post about it, I would do just a short 2 or 3 minute video. And that helped me so much get comfortable in front of the camera. And now, like, I do these Zooms like I've been doing them for years. Like, it's just no thing for me to do them. I can do them for 100 people and it wouldn't even bother me. Now, getting up in front of people to talk about something, that's a whole different story. But doing these Zooms, I'm good with. Celebrate small victories. One thing that Sonia was talking about was, we celebrate, we give shout outs when somebody adds a new ambassador or when somebody ranks, somebody hits 1,000 PV or 500 PV or something like that. But I've started doing like 300 PV. I'll do shout outs for 300 PV, or like when somebody makes their first post. My sister, she just joined my team and she just got her first customer last week. So I did a shout out for that. Sonia even mentioned making posts on their wall, like their personal page, going and posting something on their wall. Hey girl, I saw that you just added your first customer today. I know you're going to rock this business. Little things like that go a long, long ways. Embrace a positive image for your life. We've been talking about this whole time. Take responsibility for your life as well as your business and your success. If you are not getting if you are not as successful as you want to be, or you're not getting like say you have like 10 potentials, but you're not getting anything back, or say, like I said, you're not ranking as fast as you want to be, that is you. You need to take responsibility for that. Don't put the blame on anybody else. And change what you're doing. If what you're doing isn't working, change it. Take responsibility for it. Hey, okay, what I'm doing over here isn't working. Let's change 1 or 2 things and come over here and do it. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you or to reach out to you. Don't wait for your upline to reach out to you and be like, hey, what's going on with you? Take responsibility for it. Take action on it. Take the initiative and do it. Decide not to be a victim. And that goes back to what we were talking about right in the beginning about like the negative thoughts and the images and the bad situations and stuff that you were in that caused you to be in this comfort zone and not get out, or cause you to have low self-esteem or low self-belief. That's exactly what that don't be a victim is. Take charge of your life and get out of that. Get yourself out of that. People lose belief when they have not been working. I can attest to that myself, and I'm sure a lot of you can too. If there's 2 or 3 days that I don't do anything, it's very hard for me to get back into, I got to go set up my buffer today. I really need to reach out to people today, but I haven't been doing it for a couple days and I'm really just not motivated. And then that's when the longer you go doing that, the more like your belief goes away, because you're like, well, I'm not going to be successful at this. I haven't been doing it for a while, kind of losing interest in it, stuff like that. Then you're not going to be successful. So think about that. When your belief goes down, your hope goes with it. Can't say anything else about that. All right, here's the mirrors again. Which mirror are you looking in? Are you still going to be sitting here looking in the broken mirror here? Or are you going to be looking over here and be the little kitty with the big lion? That's one of my favorite pictures. Okay, mindset. The established set of attitudes held by someone. And that someone is you. You control your mindset. You control the thoughts and emotions that go through your mind. Nobody else does. Can you see where your mindset impacts how you see yourself? All right, that is all I have. Hold up. I don't want to do that. Sorry, y'all. Does anybody have any questions on that? Anything they want to share, add, take away? Anything like that? Y'all can just unmute yourselves if you do. Were there any questions in the chat, Janita? I don't see anything.
Hey, is there going to be more to this?
Yeah, I'm doing 2 more sessions of it.
Okay.
2 more questions. Yeah, no, that wasn't all of it. No, I have like 16 or 17 pages worth of notes.
Okay. Thank you.
No. And I will probably do, I have the second part slideshow done. So I might do it next Sunday, and then the next, just watch out for I'll use the same graphic. So y'all just watch out for that graphic on when we're going to do it. I need to check my schedule and see what next weekend looks like. Because we may be out of town next weekend. But just watch out for the graphic. I'll post it on all the pages again with a date and time with it. So if nobody has anything, thank you guys for taking the time to get on tonight. I did record it. So as soon as I get it uploaded, I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I will post it on the pages as well, and y'all feel free to share it with your teams from there on out. All right. Thank you, everybody, for getting on.